This is an article that I found that was written in the Globe and Mail on November 1st, 2012. It was written by Wendy Stueck and it was called Labor Dispute Reveals China Rush to Tap BC Coal Boom. Alright, so I'm just going to go right ahead and start summarizing it. So, Tumbler Ridge, British Columbia, is a potential boomtown which has been put on hold as the Canadian government questions the program in which hundreds of Chinese workers were hired for the Murray River Project. So, the Murray River Project is a proposed project with Chinese investment and is one of the 20 coal mines in the stages of development and exploration. So, as China closes down mines in their country for reasons of inefficiency and potentially dangerous endeavors, they've turned to countries like Canada to buy up our coal resources. So this change from seller to buyer will definitely affect the coal trade worldwide and will increase Canada's revenue from coal, which already has grown 65% in 1 year. So this profitable area of export has gained global interest as well as global issues. The Chinese workers who were hired for the Murray River project were allegedly hired improperly and could have an impact on the mining development, which has already actually seen very many setbacks. So, British Columbia and the Canadian labor laws are having a huge effect on the hiring of workers for this, and it's mostly due to wages. So, employers looking to start a business in Canada with foreign workers, they first have to apply for something called an LMO, which is a labor market opinion. So basically, what that does is it just tries to make sure that employers have determined that no Canadian workers are available, and there actually is a huge need for foreign employees. So basically, China has to rethink its objectives for operating in Canada if it wants to succeed in this market. So you can't just walk in and expect to run things your own way. So I link this to the chapter, I guess, of global environment under global trends. Um, Basically, this article was about protectionism. I believe it was about protectionism, and so and trying to hire local and definitely make more money through refining in Canada. So the most profitable part about oil is the selling of it, I guess. Not so much the mining, which the company is doing. So what the problem here is we as Canadians don't have very much control over who they export to and how, or if they do any of their refinery here or export it to China to refine it there. So this really does connect to protectionism, as many people do want to keep jobs local. They want to keep their economy growing. They want to see the effects in their own backyard, and that definitely goes to that. But it also contradicts other global trends, such as the environmental issues and stuff like that. But it's definitely also goes to global trends because it talks a lot about the outsourcing of jobs, and that's again goes back to hiring local. It's just trying to keep moving things forward, but trying to keep things moving at a sustainable rate and not underpaying workers to do dangerous things, pretty much. All right, so my opinion. This actually took me a while to determine my opinion on this because I wasn't very knowledgeable about the subject. So I had to read a couple more articles to determine my opinion, and I read some of the comments. So in the end, this was pretty much my opinion and thoughts. So the article here that I just went over, it definitely poses valid concerns about allowing foreign corporations to operate in Canada. So some worry about this, and I definitely would be worried about this, is how China really operates and stuff to see if would they really obey Canadian regulations, because mining is definitely a dangerous job, and as the article said, more than 250,000 Chinese coal workers have been killed in accidents since 1949, which is pretty incredible. Like, I don't know thing other than the military where we've ever seen losses that substantial. So definitely Canada definitely really wouldn't want to add to that death toll, especially on our own soil. So my opinion is that regulations definitely should be supervised intensely, and I think the federal government should be trying a little bit harder to get jobs for anybody who could possibly work there. and as well as just looking for places and I guess recompensation for the natives who would probably have to be moved and watch the destruction of their land and forests. So, just to recap what I was saying, the what I meant by rethink the LMO objectives and pay, what's going on right now is Canada isn't really paying competitively for people to go work in these coal mines for Canadians, I guess. So that's why we have a whole bunch of Chinese workers coming in because nobody really wants the jobs. Of course, people would work. They're not getting paid substantially enough to move halfway across the country just to mine. Like, it's not like a Fort McMurray. It is a boom town, or will be a boom town, but it won't see such drastic growth measures without really people watching what happens. So if people don't know about it, no one will move there. And if it's a completely Chinese owned investment place, we don't really know where the money's going to, and we have no control over it. And that's definitely an issue that the federal government has to look at closely before really giving the go ahead for this project. And yeah, that's my summary for that article.